Wouldn't it be great, actually, if one of our measures of readiness is the extent to which we'd actually got engagement of resistors rather than the removal of resistance? Because the engagement of
Love that.
resistors would really give you the vehicle through which you could then make sure that post change you've got the energy and the challenge within the business to make sure that it absolutely worked in practice. Could be a
I
really
love that.
good.
It would, and in a way, ultimately, um, it would be my joy that we didn't even really have that language at all,
Mm.
that it's so invested and imbued and integrated into the work that we do. It's just an assumption. It's my belief that all of us, myself included, I'm educated all of the time through this work, through the perspectives of others, especially through what we would define as resistors. They're just alternate perspectives. They're just keeping us honest. They're challenging practice as they should. At the end of the day, and where I feel really, really well challenged and educated through these activities, is that it confronts your view of your practice relative to the view that you need to have on behalf of the organization. You're
Mm.
constantly challenged to park yourself relative to the people and the purpose of the change that you're working on. So it would be my joy, to your point. I think it's an amazing metric, to the point where there's no metric required at all. It just is, and it's part of our fabric. Yeah.
It would be lovely if, to your point about we don't even talk about resistance and we just talk about it as change improvement, because that's a much
Yeah.
better way of actually describing it, much more positive. We talk about business improvement as being a really useful thing. We're not saying, oh, we're doing everything badly, but change improvement, that's where resistance actually has the greatest ability to leverage, a change in the way that we do things. And, listening to these people and starting to help provide them with a platform through which they can actually be actively involved is better, not just for the change, but for us and for them going forward, because you're creating that culture where speaking your mind about getting things better is seen to be a good thing and not a bad thing. And living in a world like that and working in an organization like that has to be a lot more fun.
Absolutely.